Hello, folks. Welcome to NFL Week 2 update. Let's get to it. The Green Bay Packers defeating the Washington Commanders 27-18. Tucker Kraft had 6 receptions, 124 receiving yards, and a touchdown. The Packers going 2-0 to start the year, while the Commanders, they're dealing with 1-1 record, but also the news of Jane Daniels, who's dealing with a knee injury. MIR is hoping it's day to day. That's what has been reported. But we'll see what happens if he's going to play this week against the Vegas Raiders. What a game it was in Dallas. The Cowboys winning a great game against the Giants, 40 to 37. Javonte Williams, 18 carries, 97 rushing yards, a touchdown, and he averaged 5.4 yards on the ground. The Cowboys get their first win in the Brian Schottenheimer era. While for the Giants, despite the 0-2 record, the Giants are looking good on offense. They just need their defense to do their job. Seattle gets a huge road win against Pittsburgh, 31-17. Kenneth Walker III had 13 carries, 105 rushing yards, a touchdown. He averaged 8.1 yards on the ground, and the Seahawks get their first win with Sam Darnold at their quarterback. And for Pittsburgh, this felt like a trap game, by the way, although there was that turning point of, so a Steeler player touched the ball on that kickoff return, and it was still loose. Seahawks picked it up, a touchdown. Pittsburgh should follow that rule, please. Rams take down Cam Ward's home game debut with a 33-19 win. Byron Young on 5 total tackles, 4 solo tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and 2 QB hits, as the Rams will head to Week 3 with a 2-0 record. While for the Titans, still searching for the first win of the Cam Ward era, there were some flashes. Yeah, if you remember that Cam Ward touchdown, go check it out. That was an incredible throw from Cam Ward to the rookie wide receiver Eric Onora from Stanford. The Bills, who were coming off a big win against the Ravens, caught up stumped in the first half until then the second half was all Bills. 30-10 over the Jets. James Cook, 21 carries, 132 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, and he averaged 6.3 yards on the ground. Bills go 2-0 and heading to this week, home game on Thursday night against the Dolphins. They should be confident this week with James Cook, Josh Allen. This offense looked very good. But give it to the defense. What a response from last week, only allowing 10 points, and they stopped the run from Justin Fields' legs and Breece Hall. Great result there. While for the Jets, 0-2, still searching for the first win for Aaron Glenn, but we've been told today that Justin Fields will be out Week 3 against the Bucs on the road. So Tyrod Taylor is the starter for Week 3. Patriots get the first win of the Mike Vrabel era against Miami, 33-27. Drake May, 19 out of 23, 230 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and a quarterback rating of 137.3 rating. The Pats go 1-1, while for the Dolphins, Mike McDaniel's on the hot seat, and they got to go to Buffalo and take on the Bills on a short week for Thursday night. Good luck, Miami. Bengals come out with a big win against Jacksonville, 31-27. Jamar Chase had 14 receptions, 165 receiving yards, a touchdown. Bengals go 2-0 for the first time since 2018. However, Joe Burrow is out 3 months with a turf toe injury, and Jake Browning will step up at quarterback for this week against the Vikings, which we'll get to the Vikings later on. While for the Jaguars, it's a tough loss on the road, and they got to focus on this week's AFC South opponent, the Houston Texans, and it's home in Jacksonville, so they got to get a good result against their rivals Texans this week. Who needs Brock Purdy? No worries. Mac Jones can deal with this. 26-21 49ers over the Saints. Mac Jones, 26 out of 39, 279 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and a rating of 113.1 rating. Mac Jones and the 49ers are 2-0. Wow. While for the Saints, again, another competitive game, but they fell short to get their first win for Kellen Moore as head coach. Ravens put 41 on the Cleveland Browns after their loss to the Bills, getting a 41-17 win over the Browns. Lamar Jackson, 19 out of 29, 225 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and a rating of 128.6 rating, as the Ravens will hit this week Monday night game in home against the Lions, which should be a real good game. While for the Browns, 0-2, should not be worried about this kind of situation. They know this story, but Cleveland, you're getting there. Just that first win will come somewhere maybe this week against the Packers or in the following weeks. Ben Johnson revenge game, Bears fans. It didn't turn out to be according to plan. Yeah, Lions win it 52-21. Jared Goff, 23 out of 28, 334 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, and a rating of 156 rating. The Lions tear down the Bears as they go 1-1, and they will head to Monday Night Football for Week 3 against the Ravens. Well, the Bears 0-2, and they got to play the Cowboys next week in America's Game of the Week on Fox in Soldier Field. And again, that game's going to be huge for Ben Johnson if they're going to get that first win in the Ben Johnson era. But the Cowboys are coming, Chicago. Be aware. We go to Indy. How about this? Indiana Jones just did it again. The Colts winning it 29-28 over the Broncos. Jonathan Taylor, 25 carries, 165 rushing yards, and an average 6.6 yards as the Colts start off 2-0, and they're in the top of the AFC South. While for the Broncos, this loss is going to carry throughout the year, and they got to go on the road this week against the Chargers, a team that is so competitive this year, which we'll get to them also later on. Broncos go 1-1, and they should be feeling the pressure right now after this loss. The Panthers' comeback fell short. 22-27 Cardinals win, all thanks to Calais Campbell. Yup. Who was drafted by the Cardinals, get 5 total tackles, 4 solo tackles, 2.5 sacks, and 2 tackles for loss. Returns to Arizona with a big win, 27-22 over the Panthers. They go 2-0. The Panthers are 0-2, and all of a sudden the Panthers fans are thinking, oh, it's just Bryce Young not doing very well with the offense. They just keep running the football. Just throw it to T-Mac. T-Mac, by the way, had 100 receiving yards, so you can't blame him. He's a rookie. He's new to this. So next week, home game, I'll be there against the Falcons. It's a must-win game for Dave Canales because he is also in the hot seat right behind Mike McDaniel. Good luck, Carolina. We go to the Super Bowl rematch where the Philadelphia Eagles get a big road win against their opponent, and it's the Kansas City Chiefs, 20-17. There's rookie safety out of Texas, Andrew Makba, 6 total tackles, 5 solo tackles, a half a sack, a tackle for loss, a pass defense, deflection, a QB hit, and a pick. Of course, if you know, that pick was off of Kelsey's hands and picked off. Big turning point on that game. Eagles go 2-0, and they got a huge showdown in Lincoln Financial Field against the Rams. That's a big clash for the Eagles at home. The Kansas City Chiefs, on the other hand, listen, you guys are 0-2. What's going on? They got to go on the road across the East, take on the Giants on Sunday Night Football, and all eyes is on Kansas City. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about Kansas City right now, but they disappointed me because I predict them to bounce back. Turns out Mahomes is 0-2 for the first time in his career. Atlanta won 22-6 over the Vikings. John Robinson, 22 carries, 143 rushing yards, 6.5 yards average on the ground. They didn't even score a touchdown until the fourth quarter when Tyler Algier was the only one that scored the touchdown. It was all Parker Romo who was kicking some footballs on that field goal. Minnesota, on the other hand, J.J. McCarthy's out 2 to 4 weeks. So Carson Wentz will start this week against the Bengals. So it's going to be a showdown between Jake Browning and Carson Wentz. All that being said, both teams will hit week 3 with a 1-1 record. Let's get to Monday night games that happened 2 days ago. The Buccaneers get a huge road win against the Texans, 20-19. Baker Mayfield, 25 out of 38, 215 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and a rating of 98 rating. The reason why is their offense was average 5.7 yards. So that was the reason why he had the rating of 98. But they still managed to win the game. 2-0 for the Bucs, still leading the division. The Texans, there's some cautions right now with Houston. Right now, starting 0-2. So keep an eye on Houston because week 3 is a must-win game for the Texans. And finally, the Chargers winning it 20-9 over the Raiders. Yup. Henley, the linebacker, had a monster day for the defense. 10 total tackles, 7 solo tackles, a sack, 2 tackles for loss, 2 pass defenses, 2 pass deflections, a QB hit, and a pick. The pick was from the first drive for the Raiders offense. Chargers are 2-0, and they're on top of the West. And they got the Broncos at home, so that would be a real tested game for the Chargers. The Raiders, on the other hand, they're 1-1, still trying to find out their identity, but overall, the Raiders are 1-1. And that's it for my NFL Week 2 update. Hello there. If you have not seen my other videos, go check them out on my channel. Of course, if you want to see me on TikTok or any on social media, I will put those in my description on YouTube. So go ahead and check those out. Also, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for more sports news.